I've been over talking about Ross for a long time now.
I can see it in your face.
Thank you. Yeah, no. What do you think about this race?
I thought it
What do you think about
was
the racing? Yeah,
the racing. I thought it was better than we had in the spring.
yeah,
I don't know why exactly. Probably just a little hotter. Um,
yeah. I think so.
it was okay. It was probably the best Richmond race I've attended. I'll put it that way.
Best
Um,
short track race this year.
Pavement, yeah,
Thank you.
sure. Out of the three
Yeah.
pavement short track races, I mean, again, not a very high bar. It would be this one, Richmond Spring, and then Martinsville's the worst NASCAR race ever put on ever. So, like, I swear, we ended up my friend
I
Ryan.
swear to God, I was never going to go to Texas, and then we went to that damn Martinsville race, and I was like, oh,
My friend Ryan
basically
went
did.
to North Wilkesboro with us on Saturday, and afterward, he was like, and the super late models were running. After that, he said, that was a lot more fun than I enjoyed the fuck out of that. That was a lot more fun than Martinsville. I said, dude, that was the worst race ever run. That Martinsville race. Of course you enjoyed this more.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so do you think, because there's a lot of people that have been giving Richmond shit the past couple of years, do you think that our point of view on Richmond is skewed being at the track? Because I didn't think the spring race was nearly as bad as a lot of other people thought it was. And this race, the same. I saw a lot of positive things about this race from people, but
Yeah.
I saw a lot of negatives as well. And I didn't think either of them were terrible by any means. I thought,
I think we're skewed a little bit, but like, so the most interesting thing, or the thing I liked the most about the spring race was all the strategy. And then this race,
we had that too.
we had some strategy. It didn't end up like factoring into the winning of the
It
race.
almost did.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Another lap it would have.
yeah. Um, but I don't know. It's still kind of boring. Like the best thing about this race was that we had so many like comers and goers throughout the race. That was probably the best part about it. But it's still really frustrating to watch guys just like get stuck. I mean, like Kyle Larson got stuck by William Byron, who was a lap down for like 15 laps. Thanks, Bill. And you know, Harvick. How long did it take Harvick to get by Joey? 25 laps. Yeah, it was like
it's like a while.
It's frustrating. It's definitely not the most interesting track to watch. I think it's still fun. I love the facility. It's still fun to watch the track.
I'll put it like this. I think the spring race this year was better than the fall race last year.
Yeah, that fall race was terrible.
I think something also that a lot of people maybe aren't paying attention to, maybe they are, I don't know, is I don't think this race was so much better than the spring race. I think the coverage of it was better because us at the track, we're watching the race and we can see the whole track and we're seeing these guys make passes and we're seeing these comers and goers and these guys on new tires run these guys on older tires down, like we saw in the spring with Hamlin and Harvick going past Truex and Byron there late in the going. And you don't see that develop if you're on TV, especially with Fox, because they don't focus on anything but the leader or Chase Elliott. And I think NBC probably did this was a better race, but not as much as it seemed like it was on TV. And I think that's just because NBC probably did a better job at presenting it and it made it more entertaining for the viewer. I think Richmond, I am fine with it being the way it is and it being the only track on the schedule like this. I can definitely see where we maybe need to go to one race a year at Richmond. And that's fine. I think that the short track package, if it was a little bit better, we weren't shifting, and really I think it was more air. I didn't hear a lot about shifting. It was more air.
Yeah.
And if we could fix the diffuser, which is what the problem is there, I think it'd be a fun race because we saw guys running all sorts of grooves. You could run top, middle, and bottom. There were 4 groups. There were 4 groups in that race yesterday, which was awesome. I had a blast watching this race. It was great to watch.
And I definitely love watching like Ty Dillon rim ride the whole race.
Yeah.
It's one of those, I would almost love to see them try putting resin down in the top 2 grooves.
I don't think you need to.
Or, well,
you don't need to. You need to fix the diffuser.
You need to fix the diffuser, and
what was cool is you saw there was no dominant groove. It was very car dependent on what groove worked and what groove didn't. Because we saw Joey Logano be able to run the bottom and hold off Kevin Harvick, but then some guys would run the top and they would just blow by guys. And Kyle Busch and Ty Dillon were running the wall the entire race, and not a lot of guys could. And I think that is fun. That is something that we haven't seen in a very long time at a lot of times, like even at Bristol, a line becomes dominant by the end of the race, and there was no dominant line.
Yeah. One thing I do love that they've done this year is the stage lengths. I think
stage lengths are great.
Yeah, running the short first stage and the really long second stage has been really fun this year. Both races they did it. We saw multiple strategies come out, which is something obviously a lot of us have been missing with stage racing. Yeah. So to see that become a thing again, and then it also leaves enough room to make it you have to make that call in the last stage too. Mm-hmm. Are we going to run this in 2 stops? Yesterday,
well, we've seen it. Saw it both races this year with Hamlin. He won the race on the strategy of pitting and getting tires and running through the field, and then Bell damn near did.
So did Bell pit 3 times, or did he just stretch his first run out and pit late? Or
I ain't got a clue.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He was on the same strategy as Denny Hamlin.
Well, Harvick also pitted twice, I thought. Or did he only pit the 1 time?
No, he only pitted the 1 time.
Okay.
No, in the final stage, he pitted twice, and Bell pitted 3 times.
Okay. Damn, I can't believe he did that work then. Damn.
Yeah, I did not think. Yeah, when he pitted, I was like, "There's no way he makes this work." And it was just like the spring where, with 15 to go, I'm like, "Oh, Harvick's got it. He's got it in the bag, at least over Bell."
Yeah.
And then the last 8-10 laps of this race, Bell lit him up and was coming.
Yeah, Richmond's had a.
I mean, if it was 401, we would have been talking about it.
Yeah, well, both Richmond races tires have been huge.
Tire wear is great.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic.
They brought Goodyear has brought a great tire. I'll give them that.
Yep. I really wish I'd have picked up on Christopher Bell sooner. Because, I wasn't really paying attention to him at all. I was paying attention.
You didn't know how close he got to Kevin.
Oh, I had to tell you. Attention. Yeah. You're like, Bell almost won this race. I was like, no, he didn't. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, we went back and looked at it, and he was.
Yeah, I was not paying enough attention to Bell. Yeah. But I genuinely thought he was a lap down. That was why. I thought they pitted an extra time and had, I thought they were a lap down. And I didn't realize. I was paying attention to Buescher and Harvick, and that was basically it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We haven't even talked about Buescher.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah. Chris Buescher. What a hell of a run. RFK showed up yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Brad. He kind of slipped back there, but they both showed up.
Yeah, Brad was running P3 there for a little bit, and
Buescher within the last 25, 30 laps of the race was side by side for the lead.
Yep.
Going for the win. And that would have that would have
blown up the playoffs.
That would have blown up the fucking playoffs right there. I think there was a huge sigh of relief that Kevin Harvick won this race and not Christopher Buescher.
You could hear it out of the 12 car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Dude, that race, Ryan Blaney and Martin Truex did not leave each other's bumper the first 2 stages. It was back and forth the entire damn race. And that's kind of fun to see.
Yeah.
I kind of hope we don't. I want to see another winner, but then I also kind of hope we don't, because it's this points battle to get to the last spot. It's kind of cool.
I kind of like the idea of Truex winning at Watkins Glen or wherever, and then Blaney winning Daytona.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah, it would only be Watkins Glen. Those are the only 2 races left.
Yeah, both of them get in at that point, and then it knocks out whoever did, probably Kurt Busch.
I think that would be peak drama.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Richmond. I am on the boat of I think probably Richmond needs only one race a year,
and it needs to be a night race.
It needs to be a night race in the summer, so we still get a little bit of the heat, so we can still have a couple grooves, but not a day race in the middle of fucking August.
That is the one thing about running a day race at Richmond. It has historically opened up more grooves than the night race does.
Yeah.
So I think overall the product is a little bit better during a day, but it's not worth getting a heat stroke over.
No,
not that much better.